Hi, everybody. I'm Amanda Hays. I'm your Justice Coordinator.
And I'm Reverend Isabel, Assistant Minister of Pastoral Care. We're here to show you some very basics that should be helpful with virtual church.
Great. And just to let you know, we're not really able to record some of the features on Zoom because we're doing this through Zoom. But some of the stuff that we're sharing will be helpful even with using Zoom. So we're going to start with some multitasking skills. So one of the things we've heard from some of you is that it can be really tricky when you're on Zoom to do other things on your computer at the same time. So one of the things that can be helpful with that is making sure that you're using your desktop computer if you have one, or your laptop computer if you have one, rather than a phone or a tablet. You certainly can multitask with a phone or tablet while being on Zoom, but it's just a bit more difficult. So if you have access to a laptop or a desktop computer, that's what we would recommend. So I have a PC and Reverend Isabel has a Mac, and so we're going to sort of show you how to switch between some different things on a PC and then on a Mac. So I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. And so here you can see this is my Google Chrome browser. That's what you're seeing. It's filling up the whole screen right now. And but perhaps what I actually want to be doing right now is looking at my Word document. But unfortunately, Chrome is filling up the whole screen. So what can I do about that? Well, on a PC, usually there's this bar down here at the bottom, and it will show some different applications that you commonly use. It also will definitely show any applications that you're currently using. So I can see on this bar down here, there's this little yellow bar here by the Word document. There's this little yellow bar by Zoom. There's this little yellow bar by the Chrome icon. And so that shows me that those are my applications that are open right now. So if I want to get to Word, what I can do is click right here on Word, and that'll bring the Word window up. If I want it to fill the whole screen, I can click this full screen. If I want to make it smaller again, I can restore down. One thing that might happen is I might click over here on Chrome. Oh no, like now Word has gone. But I just can remember I can either sort of restore this window down using the two square right here. I could also minimize it using the little bar right here. If I click the X, it's going to close Chrome entirely, which is probably not what I want. But once I do that, I should be able to see this other thing that I have up, the Word document. So that is how that works, switching between windows on a PC. Reverend Isabel, did you want to show switching between windows on a Mac? I will stop sharing.
That sounds good. Now I will share my screen. So I think that you can see I have a few windows open. So let me start here. I have this window open. That's our church website. And what I can do is up here in the top, I can click this green button that makes this window full screen. And then if I want to minimize it, I can click it again and we exit full screen and go down small. There's also on a Mac this yellow button, which when you click it, it sends the window down into the dock. And so then if you want that window open again, you can click the dot again. You'll see I also have another window open next to this, and I can click between them. But if one is big, like this one, and I want to access the other one, I can go down into the dock to find the other one. Oh no, I can't. It's a Mac. So in a Mac, if something's open, they're sort of layered on top of each other, like on your like physical desktop. So if you want to find what you've lost, you can shrink them down and they'll be underneath. Let's see. What else was I going to show? So that's minimizing. You can also, like in YouTube, Zoom also works like this. There are some applications where if you're showing something, you can, like a video, sometimes it puts you in full screen and it feels kind of like you're stuck there.
Yeah, that was exactly what happened to me when Reverend Isabel just started sharing her screen. All of a sudden, Zoom turned into full screen, and that frequently happens whenever a screen gets shared in Zoom.
Yeah, so on a Mac, you can kind of wiggle your cursor around and you may be able to see an option here to minimize. You also, in YouTube, and Zoom has its own sort of buttons for this. You can find the symbol that's for exit full screen. And this symbol is different in each application. Let's see, was there anything else I should share, Amanda?
I know on PC, you can usually hit the escape button if you can't find sort of the application specific button to get out of full screen. Does that work on a Mac too?
Yep, I'm gonna hit escape right now. Yep, and that shrunk everything down. Good.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. I would say everything that you shared just there is applicable on PC as well. So yeah, just sort of what you shared. And then we also wanted to show switching between tabs in Chrome. So how about if I'll share my screen and you can let us know if you want to do a Mac version of it, Reverend Isabel?
Great.
All right. So you can see here again, I'm in Google Chrome, and there are up here, these different tabs is what they're called. And so even though right now I'm on this web page that says download Chrome, I can also easily switch between these other tabs that I've opened. So if I want to click on this tab, that's how I can get to here. I can get to here. Sometimes what will happen is if you've got like a whole lot of tabs, or if you've made your screen fairly small or your window fairly small, one way or the other, sometimes the tabs get really, really small, or sometimes you can't even see all of them. But you can still sort of see like a little icon for each tab. And if you're really having trouble navigating between them, one thing you can do is just try to get in here. You can use the X button to close a tab. So that can help if you're finding you just have too many tabs and they're really hard to navigate. But yeah, it's really useful to keep in mind that you often already have things open and they're in your tabs up here.
Yeah, and it works exactly the same on a Mac. I also wanted to share, we've found that for a lot of applications, especially if you're using Google Drive, which we do a lot, Google Chrome is the best browser for that. So we encourage you to download Google Chrome. It's at google.com/Chrome. So go there if you're not already using Chrome as a browser. It works the best for a lot of applications.
So Isabel, how would someone know which browser they're using? Like, how would you know if you're already using Chrome or if you're using a different browser?
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I see it on a Mac up at the top of the window. Let me see. I'll share screen here. I just see up at the top of my window what the name of the browser is that I'm using. How about in a PC?
Well, you can't see that on a PC, I don't believe. Let me share my screen and I'll show you what it looks like and how you can sort of tell. So on a PC, you can see there isn't that sort of nice thing that sort of explains what it is up there. But if you go down here, like what I said with the different application symbols, you can sort of see that it has the Chrome symbol, and the Chrome symbol is the sort of circle. It's got a red and a yellow and a green part on the outside, and it's got a blue dot on the inside. This is over here what it looks like, just sort of a regular one. This is sort of a special version of it. So if I close this, if I were to open it again, if I open it from this symbol here, then I can sort of tell, okay, that's Chrome is what I'm opening instead of some other application.
Yeah, and I think, Amanda, you were going to show us about different Chrome accounts or different Google accounts.
Yes, I was going to do that. And I just did a very silly thing where I closed out of Chrome that had all the things I was going to use. So give me just a sec and I will pull that up for us. Alrighty. So we can make sure that we have these sort of links connected in with the video so that people can find them. But this is a link to create a Google account. And now you don't have to have a Gmail address to create a Google account. So if you want to keep your normal email address, you would just go to this page, you put in your first name, your last name, your current email address that you want to continue to use, and then you would create a password, confirm that, and then you would go move forward with that way. And then so a thing that can often get confusing when using Google Drive and some other Google applications is that you can have multiple Google accounts, or perhaps someone else who uses your computer has a Google account. And so sometimes when you're using Google Drive, you may think, oh no, like I don't have access to this file. But it turns out that's actually because the Google account that you're signed in as is the one that doesn't have access, but you actually have a Google account that does have access to that file. So how can you tell which Google account you're signed in as? So what you want to do, whichever application you're in Google, could be Google Drive or Google Calendar or Gmail. No matter which of these applications I'm in, there's always right here at the top right of the screen, it shows like a little circle with a picture of you, or if you haven't put your picture there, it'll just sort of be like a blank circle with sort of like a head shape in it. But if you hover over it, you can see which account you're using, and if you click on it, you can see a little more clearly. So I can see here, this is my amanda@firstuucolumbus.org Gmail account. So maybe that's not the one I actually want to be in. Maybe I want to be in my email alhays@gmail.com address, which is my personal address. Or maybe I want a different one. So depending on which one I want to be in, I can click on that. And now I can see, oh good, like this has my personal Gmail account picture up here. Or if I don't have different ones, I can hover over and I can click, I can see, okay, yeah, this is the one that I'm signed into right now. And if like I said, if you don't see the one that you want to be signed into, you would just click on add another account. And this gives you the opportunity to sign in as the account that you want to be signed in as.
Great, thank you. So I think that's all we were going to do in this little video. So stay tuned for more learning and feel free to ask us questions.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching.